The dawn of a new era, new beginnings. FIFA 23 has become EA FC 24, and with that, the start of the Redmont Rangers road to glory. Redmont Rangers FC, brand new team in League 2, newly promoted.
A warm
and Hans Newman
Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
Is the young German manager who's set to take them to glory, to the Premier League and beyond. So I've just set up the club. I've created the kits, the stadium, the crest. I've generated a squad, all that kind of stuff, and we're going to get stuck into setting up all the bits and pieces for our first season here in FC 24. First things first, we're going to select tactical vision apparently. I have played a little of FC 24 already. I've messed around with a couple of the tactical visions, a bit of the training, played a few pre-season tournaments, that kind of thing. And I do know that I would like to play, especially based on the squad that was generated for us, which you'll see in just a bit. I want to play kick and rush. So a style of play built around strength and athleticism, enabling our players to bypass midfield and get the ball forward quickly to our big powerful striker up top basically. Long ball, direct passing, and then beyond that, pretty flexible in terms of what we can do width-wise, players in the box defensively, that kind of thing. So that's the vision that I have for the team for sure. Let's hire a few coaches if we can, and it looks like we can. This 5-star coach will be the one that we get for pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition, but I'm not going to be hiring that 5-star coach. We're a very small club with very few funds, so I can't be dropping $8 a week on a 5-star coach, particularly when you only get to utilise one of their 4 position groups. So grabbing Albert Skinner and putting him in the attack slot, for example, we're going to be able to utilise his 5-star attack, but his midfield, defence and goalkeeper skills, as far as I can tell, are irrelevant. So there's no point paying that money for a well-rounded coach. I would much rather get somebody like Hansen here, who's less than $2.5 grand, and if we put him in the defensive slot, he's 4 stars, his 1-star attack, 1-star midfield, absolutely irrelevant. So we save a lot of money doing it that way. So our defenders are getting a boost with the appointment of Hanley there. Let's have a look at the other coaches and see if there was anybody else in there that might be worth hiring. If there's not, we'll just wait for them to refresh. I assume that happens every week, maybe every fortnight, something like that. I assume it's not any less frequently than every fortnight. This guy, Petrikov, looks good as well. He's also 4-star defence. And we do need 13 for defence. So, do we only get the 3 slots we can see there? There's like 3 columns of coaches there. So, if we... It looks like we do. It looks like 13 might be the maximum number of stars that you need. So we will need a 5-star coach in there at some point. Let's see if we've got anybody else worth hiring right now. I can't remember what the goalkeeper ideal number of stars was. But we've only got 2 stars there for goalkeeper. Quite often that's 6, so you can just grab 2 3-star coaches, which is fine. But no, those are the only 2 coaches I want to hire for now. So we'll leave that there. Tactical vision we've already set up. Coaches we have set up. Let us look at in fact, let's do the training plan real quick. So I have found, just in my limited testing as well, that it's best to go 1 tick towards energy focused. I played a few pre-season tournaments, so I got to the first game of the season, and when it was on balance, and especially when it was ticked 1 or 2 bars towards sharpness, everybody was shattered by the first game of the season. People just couldn't stay fit. So I found bumping it 1 tick towards energy and allowing that to kind of be the default tends to keep people nice and fit, and then you can isolate individual players who maybe have better stamina, who you can take back towards balanced or even one tick towards sharpness. So we've got the team strategy set up, we've got the training plan set up. I will take you through the squad in just a second. You've seen it briefly there, but we'll go over the objectives first. Continental success was our very low objective. I've gone with one of each, very low up to critical. No European competitions obviously, so very low was a no-brainer for that one. Domestic success I put on low. We are brand new to the league. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Year one is probably going to be developing the squad, adding players to the squad, not necessarily going all out for a promotion just yet. So although the board seem to have quite lofty expectations, they want us to gain automatic promotion and be among the best 16 teams in the FA Cup, we're a little more tempered. So it's good that that's on low priority, because I think the chances of achieving those two things in the first season are pretty low. Brand exposure, we've gone medium. We need 5 clean sheets at home in a row this season, which is probably doable, to be fair. Gonna probably need to have luck on our side a little bit, have a nice little stretch of games where we play well and we get the rub of the green a little bit, but that's doable, it's reasonable. Keep player salary growth under 5%, which is definitely something we'll be looking to do anyway. We want to utilise those funds as well as possible and make them go as far as possible. And then we need to make 5.25 million profit from youth player sales within 3 seasons. That should be more than fine. The vision of the club definitely is going to be bring in players from the youth academy, sell them on for a lot more than we've invested in them, and then use that money to reinvest in the club with new scouts, new coaches, all that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely reasonable, definitely something we're looking to do anyway, and that's our high objective. And then critical is youth development. We need to sign 3 players to the youth academy, signed to the defender position, which we can definitely do. We probably would be looking to do anyway. And then within 2 seasons, we need to sign 4 youth players to the senior team, play them in 20 matches, which, yeah, part of the vision for the club anyway. So all those are good. Let's have a quick look at the squad then. So I do want to play 5 at the back. So I do like that we have that already with the generated squad we've been given. It looks like we've got a handful of wing backs to choose from already. We've got Dalton here, 62 overall. He's 30 years old already, so we are going to have to replace him sooner than later. On the other side, we've got Bevan, really pacey, 26 years old, so maybe he can be a bit more of a fixture, 63 overall. And we've got Bentley down here as well, who's 20 and a 57 overall already, so I like the look of that. Those are all of our wing backs, so it might be worth bringing in a younger right wing back this year. This guy can play right back as well apparently, but he's not particularly pacey, and he's 6'6", so probably not ideal for that right wing back position. 3 centre backs. That guy would be much better at centre back for us, which is his primary position. I do want 3 very big centre backs. With that kick and rush team strategy, I think we're going to have to play very direct, and we're going to have to try and take advantage at set pieces. So I want 3 massive centre backs, and I want 1 massive centre forward who's going to be our target man. So 4 players in the team who are going to be real targets at set pieces, free kicks, corners, that kind of thing. So right now we've got Hutton, who is 6'6", which I like to see, 6'6", 192, absolute beast. I don't worry too much about pace for centre backs in this system, because we're not going to be turning and running back towards our own goal very often. We're going to be setting up fairly deep, and then trying to hit them on the counter. So 64 defending, 68 physical. I like the look of him. Stanley is only 5'10", so he'll probably come out to one of those wider centre back positions, because he might be covering Dalton, who will be getting forward. And then we've got Bullock, who is 6', 169 with 69 jumping. Oh, so Stanley's only 5'10", but he does have 74 jumping. But yeah, actually 3 centre backs there that really fit the system we want to play. And then Bevan will be playing there. I do just want to change things up slightly, so I don't want this diamond in midfield. I want to play 5-2-3 instead. So I do want... Why is my centre-back being moved out of the back line? We want Dalton, we want Stanley, Hutton, Bullock and Bevan. That's the back line. Anderson and Ford look like a good combo in midfield because we've got a CDM and then a cam. And I do like that balance, having one more defensive-minded player and one more attacking-minded player. So we've got Ford, who's only 24, and he does seem to have some fairly good, well-rounded ratings there. And then Anderson is 29, 6'2", 167, again fairly well-rounded, good defending. Those two look good. We've got Burgess and Lancaster on the wings. We need our wingers to be pacey. That's the one area of the team, these two positions, the left and the right wing, where I really want pace. The other two would be the right and the left wing backs, but it's even more important for these forward players to have a lot of pace. We've got a right footer on the left, but with a 4-star weak foot, and then a left footer on the right, only a 3-star weak foot. I do like it set up that way because they are going to have to be cutting inside to support our big striker. So I like that setup. So 79 pace for Lancaster. He is only 22 years old and he's got controlled explosive acceleration type and high attack and work rate, which is ideal. Still not entirely sure how much difference the acceleration types make, but I guess we'll find that out over the course of a few games. Burgess, 68 overall, only 25 years old, so wingers really could be key players for us in this first season and going forward. And then up top we've got Dale. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, looks good. Physical is 64 and he is 6'1". I want my striker to be a bit bigger and stronger than that. Strength only 69 and he is 27 years old, so that might be an early target in the transfer market, trying to find a really good striker that really sets this system that we really suits rather this system that we want to play. We have also got Coates. He's 5'10", not particularly strong, and those are the only two strikers that we have. So yeah, striker for January looks to be a priority. What have we got on the bench? We've got Carpenter. He's that beastly centre back, so he can stay. Bentley will be our other defender on the bench. We've got Francis as CDM. We don't need another centre back, so Brown can come out. Duggan can be in there. We'll put Smith in. How did Duggan and Ford compare? They're kind of similar in terms of their overall, they're just better at different things. I think I will leave in Duggan for now, but Ford is definitely... In fact, I might take Smith out and put Ford in, because Smith is only a 52 overall and doesn't really seem to do very much well at all, and he's not even particularly pacey, not pacey enough to justify, you know, being on the bench for that reason alone. So let's set up like that. Tactics, we will leave it on kick and rush. I will leave... No, we do need to press a little, I think. Let's press after possession loss. I want to set up a bit wider than that, but 40 depth is probably fine. Long ball, direct passing. I want players in the box for corners. And I guess free kicks, but not so much from open play. And then let's set up some instructions as well. So I want my fullbacks, my wingbacks joining the attack and overlapping. I want one of these midfielders rather staying back and staying on the edge of the box for crosses. The other guy can just be on balance. Dale is going to be our target player, even though he's not particularly suited to that right now. And I do want my wingers coming back on defence. In terms of chance creation support runs, I do want them getting into the box for the cross, I know that. I don't know if I want them cutting inside and what I want them doing in terms of their support runs right now. I think for now I'll just set them up on cut inside and see how that works, and then we can tweak things from there. Check the inbox quickly. We have looked at objectives. We haven't checked out the youth squad yet, so let's do that. We have a very good goalkeeper, 16 years old, 58 overall, with really good potential. So actually he can probably just come straight up to the first team. How many goalkeepers do we have in the first team? Because it might just be, we do have a backup goalkeeper at 57. We didn't even really check out the goalkeeper, did we? He's 33 years old, 64 overall, so definitely a capable starter, but probably not long term. Naylor is 34, so will need to be replaced, and then Hodgson is our young goalkeeper, but only 54 overall. So the youth academy goalkeeper could potentially be our #1 goalkeeper in a year or two. So I think actually we leave him in the youth squad for now. Let him hopefully develop as much as possible in there, and then we bring him up probably at some point this year, to be honest. This guy's 15, 50 overall. 93 is his top end, but 69 is his low end. I don't think we really need him, to be honest, so we'll let him go. 15, 50 overall, 58 to 80. We'll see how he develops this year, but he might not stay there too long. We have also got Duarte at left back though, who looks to be, well, is he, I was going to say the much better prospect. Is he much better? He does have better potential range there, so let's let that guy go and we'll keep Duarte. Silva looks good as well, so actually maybe we probably want to bring this guy up. I said we need to look for another right wing back, and there's one right here who's 16, 55, who's like a role player for us already and great potential. So actually I'm just going to promote him right now. This guy is 47 overall at 17, so it's probably not going to cut it. This guy's 48 overall, his potential's not that high. Walter looks good as well, another winger. We do have a ton of wingers in the squad already, so I might leave him here and see how he develops as well. 4-star skill moves, which I like, but 70 to 94 potential on him. And then Cook is a 51 overall, which isn't great. It does have decent overall potential, 86 on the top end. He is 17 already though. I was tempted to cut him, but I have just realised that he's got quite a badass looking mullet, so we'll leave him in there with his little mullet and see how he develops over the course of the year. Right, a couple of other things we need to do in this first episode, and that is to set up some scout instructions. So we're going to have to make the money go as far as possible this year. We've got 3 3-star scouts right now, which is actually fine. I'm going to recall this scout, and I'm going to leave him there for now. I might send him to Scotland in a bit, but we're going to have this guy set up in England, and he's going to be looking for centre-backs between the ages of 16 and 26 with up to a year left on their contract. So we're looking for players who we can potentially sign on pre-contracts in January, who we can pick up for free going into season 2. I would like some more centre-backs. I would like some more centre midfielders. So I'll set him up on the same instructions but on centre midfield. And I would definitely like another striker or two. So we will set him up on that as well. So he's going to be checking England for any players at centre-back, midfield or up front with less than a year left on their deal who we can potentially snag for free in January. And we want to hire some youth scouts as well, so I don't want this one star guy. I'd like I was going to say I'd like 4 or 5 stars experience and like 2-star judgment. I know judgment means our scouts are going to be finding lower quality players, but they are a lot cheaper to hire. So for example, I could hire this 4-star guy, but he costs a little less than 2 million. We've only got, well, we've got less than 5 million now that we've hired a couple of coaches. So actually I think I'm just going to wait for these. Oh, this guy looks good though. See, this guy's so much cheaper. He's only 1 star less on judgment, but he's £1 million less to hire. So if we grab him, we're going to go down to 4 million. We're then going to have to pay to send him out, which is another $500,000 or so. Maybe less than that, maybe $250,000. Is it worth grabbing him, or is it worth waiting for some 4-star 2-stars to generate? Because they'll be even cheaper. They'll be less than $500,000. I think I'm going to wait. That is a bit of a risk, because I don't want to give it too long. I don't want to waste too much time before I send my youth scouts out. But I also want to make my money go as far as possible. So I think that might be it for episode 1. Is there anything else that we need to do here? I don't think there is. We're going to be invited to a pre-season tournament in just a bit, but I'm going to do that off camera. And then episode 2 is going to be the season opener against Salford City. Can we see if that's home or away? It looks to be away, I think. So we don't get to see Redmont Arena just yet. The new purpose-built arena in Redmont. Similar to Stadium MK. MK Don's a very small club, here with us in League 2, but they have a nice big stadium because it's kind of purpose-built for other kind of events like music and things like that. We've got the same kind of thing here in Redmont, so we'll see Stadium, not Stadium Redmont Arena in just a bit, but I think we're going to leave episode 1 there. We've got a red dot on team strategy for some reason. Not sure why that is. But yeah, I think we're going to call episode 1 there. I'm going to play the pre-season tournament, and then we'll be back for season 2, where we kick off with the home opener. I'm going to be adjusting team numbers, kits, boots, all that kind of stuff as well, because I'm not having my players run out with generic EA Sports boots. So all that will be sorted out for episode 2. So Redmont Rangers Road to Glory begins here. So until the next episode, take it easy.